Joining us now, Laffer Associates Chairman and former Reagan economist Art Laffer and Unleash Prosperity co-founder and America First Policy Institute Senior Fellow Steve Moore. Fellas, welcome to you both. Art, I'll start with you. You just heard the president there. That's the latest and greatest from him. How are you feeling about the U.S. economy with gas over $4 a gallon and still really no resolution to the strait yet?
If he pulls out of there like he says, we have achieved our objective. No nuclear weapons for Iran. That's it. Even the ballistic missiles are way reduced. That was our goal. We don't care about the Straits of Hormuz. I would like to see them free and open and going, but that isn't our John, and I love it that he said that. And I just hope he just pulls out and we get out of there. We've accomplished our mission, and let's go home and watch the price of oil drop sharply. Before Reagan took office, oil had $178 a barrel in today's prices, and it fell within 4 or 5 years down to $34. With all the decontrol Trump has done since he's been in office and with this war ended, I think oil prices are going to become way, way down. I think Steve agrees with me, right, Steve?
Steve, do you?
Yeah, I do. And look, one of the points that I learned from Laffer's latest analysis of what's happened with oil prices over the last 50 or 60 years is, Brian and Dagen, when the price starts coming down, it really comes down. I mean, you see like a waterfall happening. And so I'm of the belief that we could, within the next few months, see the oil price back down to $50 to $60 a barrel, which is not $4 a gallon at the gas. It's less than $3. That's been the history. We have to make sure, though, we don't do stupid things as we did in the 1970s, like oil price controls and windfall profit taxes that completely made the system worse. Let the free enterprise system work. And incidentally, before this all happened, I was talking to a lot of oil producers saying, we have to shut down our production because the price is so low, they couldn't make money. So, what a difference a couple months make, but they'll be back in business. And there's no country, by the way, that produces more oil and gas today. No country, not Saudi Arabia, not Russia, not Iran, than the United States of America.
But we still, in terms of oil, we still have to import, and it's mostly from Canada, 7 million barrels of oil per day to meet our needs. Oil priced globally. It's why we in the United States are paying nationwide $4 a gallon in gasoline. And Steve, I saw one of your releases today that when you have to, this pisses people off. With respect to you, and I say this with a smile, when you start inflation adjusting, well, it's like your grandpa saying, well, back in the day, I paid double-digit interest rates for my mortgage. Yeah, and your house cost $35,000. So when you start inflation adjusting the price of a barrel of oil, you are making people angry. Nothing upsets the American people more than a sudden spike in the price of gasoline and fuel.
That's true.
So speak to them, because they might be heading to the polls in November and voting somebody into office that conservatives will regret.
Well, what I was talking about was what inflation was back 30 or 40 years ago when things were 1/4 as expensive they are today. Americans make 3 or 4 times more money, and everything has gone up in price. What's interesting, though, is that the price of oil has actually not gone up as much as healthcare, housing, education, tuition, and so on. But look, I understand people are angry about it. You're right, Dagen. People are angry about grocery prices. They're angry about oil prices. But I'm here to tell you, I think that when this gets over with, we're going to see a nice big reduction in the prices, just as what happened under Reagan.
Art, I don't think you put out any. Oh, yeah, go. Art, why? Yeah, I'll tell you what. You interact with that.
Yeah, Steve didn't cause the prices to be up. He was just telling what he thought was going to happen, which I think he's completely correct on that. No one is mollycoddling the high price. Everyone dislikes the cost of gasoline, except for the producers. And thank God this time the producers are receiving it here in America rather than in Russia or Iran or somewhere else. I mean, we are the ones making the profits. Well, yes, we live in a world economy where world prices reign. They do. And that is because of the Iran war that's happening. No one likes the war. No one likes the high prices. But, God, no one likes Iran with nuclear weapons even less. And that is such a wonderful achievement. You've got to give 3 cheers to Trump. You've got to give 3 cheers to Trump.
Just to add one thing to that, Dagen, we do import some oil, but we are a net exporter of oil today. That is,
we're not. We're a
more
net
than
exporter. We are a net exporter of petroleum. For 2025, we were a net exporter of all petroleum products, but we still consume 7 million, roughly, barrels of oil per day, more than we produce in the United States of America. That's a fact. So
not oil and gas.
Oil.
I'm going to show you.
Well, the gas we do export. And the fertilizer we export a lot, too.
I'm just saying, let me end with this.
You're right, you're right, Dagen. I think all of us are right at the same time. It's not a matter of whether it's 2 barrels this way or that way.
I want to ask you a question, though. President Trump said, based on what he's saying, will there not be a permanent risk premium in oil prices and other commodity prices if the Strait of Hormuz is not secured by the U.S. military before we cut bait? Art.
I don't think so, because we did it before. I mean, it was not controlled by the U.S. military before. Did we have a big risk premium back then? And that was a horrible regime in Iran at the time. And they were using their missiles on tankers and stuff. Now, with a different regime and no armed nuclear weapons and all of that, I think the risk premium is going to be lower within 6 months. I really do. And I don't think the U.S. needs to have 74 battleships sitting there all day long aimed at Tehran. I think this will come back to normalcy pretty quickly.
All right, fellas.
And by the way,
go ahead. Last thought, Steve.
The Europeans and the Saudis, they all have an interest in getting that oil through too. So where are they? Where are the Europeans? I'm with Trump. I'm angry at the Europeans for not helping.
Okay, so when you come on the bottom line, guys, it's a workout. We give you a workout here, okay? So you got what you paid for.
You do a great job.
Thanks for being here. Great conversation. You know we'll keep going with it. Good to see you, fellas.
Thanks, guys.
You guys are great, by the way. Dagen, Brian, it should be Dagen O'Brien. I love the Irish name, Dagen O'Brien. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Hey, I'm still mad at the French about World War II, and I wasn't even born yet. So
that's not your fault.
I was, and I'm not. I was born then, and I'm not. So come on, be with us. Let's like the French, too. They're nice people. They're not very bright, and they got a lot of problems.
All right, fellas, this is over. Great to see you. Take care.
Thanks, guys.
You ready for this?